Hi, I'm David Hackoff, Executive Director of NewFest, New York's LGBTQ film and media organization.
And I'm James Woolley, Executive Director of Frameline in San Francisco. NewFest and Frameline are so pleased to be bringing you this conversation with the cast and crew of HBO Max's It's a Sin.
We are so grateful that you're joining us tonight for this conversation. All 5 episodes of It's a Sin are now streaming on HBO Max. Please join me in welcoming our very special moderator, actor Russell Tovey.
Hello. Thank you very much for having me. It is a complete honor to be here tonight for the It's a Sin panel and me as your guest moderator. I'm going to bring up everyone one at a time. And please, I don't know if you're there, but if you was there, clap your hands for our guests. We've got Olly Alexander.
Yes.
Yes, Olly. We've got Lydia West. We've got Neil Patrick Harris. Callum Scott Howells. We've got Omari Douglas.
Hey guys.
Nathaniel Curtis. Have we got Nathaniel Curtis?
Hello.
Yes. Hello. Pre-warning, Nathaniel Curtis's Wi-Fi is terrible, so he might come in and out. That's
I'm sorry.
No, don't apologise. That's what makes you beautiful, Nathaniel. Got to say, guys, this is quite a moment for me. I feel a bit starstruck because the show's just gone out in America, but in the UK here, it's been quite a thing. It's been quite a moment. And, sorry, we've got to introduce the writer, of course. Please bring on to the panel Russell T. Davies.
I said, don't get Toby to do this.
The legend that is. Yeah, I was just saying, what an incredible moment in 2021. What an incredible moment for the history of TV. This has just been an incredible time. I just want to talk to a couple of you about what life has been like since being part of one of the hottest shows on TV right now. Let's go to you, Omari. What has this feeling been like for you?
I don't even know how to put it into a cohesive sentence, to be honest. It's just felt like this ongoing wave. And I feel like that every time, we've said to each other, it'll get a bit calmer, but it doesn't seem to be getting any calmer, does it? And I think we've seen it last year, with big shows that happened and everyone was living that through their phones. But we've been leaning on each other and we've been texting each other every day. So it's felt really good to share it with each other. This would be really scary to experience just one person on their own, I think.
But Callum stopped replying to me, to my messages.
What's the beef, Callum? Why not replying to Lydia?
Russell, she gave me such an hard time on the shoot. I had to block her out. That was it then.
You're too big for the valleys now.
You're based in Wales, aren't you, Callum? You've sort of been away from the metropolis of anywhere. What's it been like for you walking your dog every day?
Well, it's just been that I've just been walking down here every day, and it's that's my way of just sort of, and that's all I leave the house for. It's the one thing that's happened is when I took the dog for a walk the other day, and and I had my AirPods in, and this woman came out of the car by the pulse box. She went, "Oh, Colin." I said, "Hello." And I think that was my way of sort of understanding that the show is not just going on inside my living room. It's actually
totally.
Yeah, on proper telly.
I'm the only one in the States. Is it true? In the UK, are people stopping you guys on streets and when you're going out and about and it's a proper full moment? This is so exciting. This is so exciting for you guys.
What's the buzz been like for you there, Neil? What have you heard over the pond? Because it's just gone out in the States.
Living vicariously through these kind of panels and seeing all of the fantastic press and response online, but this is just happening right now here. And so everyone, in a weird way, I've been a little more conscientious and concerned and trepidatious because I didn't want everyone to say, oh, this was this giant success in the UK and now we're going to judge it differently. That doesn't seem to be the case. Everyone's loving it here too, as they should.
Well, what you were saying there, Callum, is really interesting. The fact that you were called by your character name, because people have really connected to every single character in this, that they have such a deep emotional connection to all of them. Like, especially your character, Lydia, we're playing Jill. I mean, how many like messages must you have received? Because I had so many people who know that I know you because we worked together before, and like, please give her a message. I need to cuddle her. I need to talk to her, because there's this. It's one of these shows that feels like there's this kind of crossover of the character and the person playing them, that they feel like they're real, and you feel like there is that generosity of spirit that people just want to get with you. That's the beauty of the writing. What has that been like that for you?
Yeah, it's been amazing. And I did an interview today with Jill, and also hearing kind of what she's going through too.
Real Jill.
Yeah, and it's so amazing. It's so beautiful, and kind of seeing the hashtag of everyone being more Jill and tagging who their Jill is in their life, and like these amazing tales of people that have been like supported in hard times, and friends who they haven't maybe appreciated as much as they should have over the years, that then declaring their love for them. It feels so special, and I just feel so humbled by the response, truly.
Absolutely. I think it's really humbling, your Vogue shoot as well. That was a really nice.
Russell, you mean all the Tinder dates he's been on?
Oh my God.
The legend. Why? What? I mean, what has this been like for you? Because you're someone who's had a lot of success in your career, but this feels like the kind of like a really next level moment for you. What has the reaction felt like for you? Humbling, and why was the show ready to be written now for you?
Oh, was that for me?
Yes.
I missed that bit. It's been gobsmacking, especially when you think, let's be honest, it's a drama about AIDS. I was sitting in this chair at Christmas thinking, how the hell do you sell this? How the hell do you get anyone to watch this? Genuinely, because I loved it, and I love this cast with all my heart, and you want people to see it, but whether they will, it's a tough subject matter, really. And so this reaction has just been off the charts. I've had a few successes in my time, and when you do something like Doctor Who, it's meant to be big. I never imagined this being big, and it's just, I mean, the marvelous thing for me is the anecdotes coming out. People are being talked about who died 40 years ago. I actually had a letter off, I better not name him, but off a very powerful agent this morning, wrote to me saying, I was an agent in the 80s. I didn't say a word. I had gay clients. I never said a word to them while they were dying, and I'm ashamed, and I've been crying my eyes out watching the show. It's just absolute. If I tell you the name of that agent, you'll fall over. It's amazing. It's really heartening. And on the positive side, it's like real life Jill. A lot of this is based on real life Jill. A lot of the stories she told me are about a friend called Derek. And all the pre-publicity, we could never mention Derek's name because his family said he died of cancer. It's a very typical story that deaths were hushed up and the truth wasn't told. And so poor Derek, all these years it's been said that he died of cancer. His brother got in touch with real life Jill at the weekend and said the parents have now passed away. And he said, now I've seen the show and now I can tell people that my brother died of AIDS and I'm proud. He said, I'm proud to tell people what he died from. And that is a different world. That is amazing. It like breaks my heart, but it's wonderful. Really wonderful.
Why was it now at this point in your career that you wanted to tackle this story?
It's fun, isn't it? It's just my age, I suppose, and you eventually, it's like an ocean liner turning around. You eventually turn around to look at it, and I'm glad that I waited because I think maybe I acquired the necessary skills over the years I learned in order to tell this. I also think, quite profoundly, talking about those parents who just died, I felt that that generation was passing, the parents of the boys who died, and the women and the children. All sorts of people died from AIDS, obviously. And with their passing, I thought the stories were disappearing, and I thought the truth was beginning to disappear of what really happened. It felt like a generational thing, and so I felt like now was the time to do it before that's gone, almost before it's too late, so that there are some families who can finally talk about this with them.
Wow. So Olly, so your character Richie is an actor, and you're sensational. Everyone's sensational. I'm really starstruck still. But what his character choice was that he was scared to come out because he was worried about it ruining his career, which feels like a very kind of recent thing for me as like a gay actor. I definitely had them conversations when I was coming out. How has that been like for you as an actor? Did you ever have them sort of instincts when you were starting off in your career of not to go out publicly about who you were sexually, or is this something that you feel like we're in a better world now, or we still got work to do?
Wow, you know, I'm not totally sure, because I was kind of acting, but then I was doing music at the same time, and I felt like I never felt like I could be myself as an actor. And obviously you're supposed to be someone else as an actor, but for me, I needed to express myself first. It was so important to me, like, because I just did feel like I was not able to like really be myself in an audition, or really want to go for a part that I just didn't feel like I could connect like that. But I kind of like totally sort of circumvented this whole conversation in a way by sort of doing my band, and like that's kind of put me in a different position. And now I don't want to play, you know, for me, I just, you know, I think I'm in a different, you know, like I'm not interested in playing a role that isn't gay. But that's just me. And I think we have to allow like all these kind of conversations to happen, all these kind of identities to come up, and for everybody to, you know, because it's so nuanced. Like we all kind of get that, I think, and we all inherently understand that sexuality is such a spectrum, and, you know, people, you know, it's fluid for many people. And I think we can't really, and I know for me, when I was younger, in my early 20s, I couldn't verbalize it like this. I didn't know myself. I didn't know myself in the same way that I do now. It's like, you know, a 30-year-old man. So I think all of that comes into play, you know, but I do think it's really, it's so personal as well, that for me, like playing a gay role like Richie, like I'm kind of really like doing a lot of investigating of my own kind of like gay psyche as well, kind of putting it in the characters and stuff. So that was just such an amazing experience to be involved with as an actor, but also as a gay man. So for millions of reasons. Yeah. Sorry, that was a long answer.
No, it's a lovely answer. So we're talking about investigating and research. Nathaniel, what sort of stuff was you aware of, like that had like the AIDS and the 80s information in and the gay stories? Did you do any research or look at projects, or is this sort of world that you knew of?
I'm actually quite ashamed to say that I knew very, very little of everything that had gone on. We weren't taught about it in school. It wasn't talked about. It wasn't something that my family particularly that they would talk about either. So in doing research for the show, coming across all of these stories, which, and just the heartbreak that I remember feeling reading just what happened to people, and then also reading about the people who were left behind, was really, really important for me. And actually just that chasm where an entire generation was lost and people couldn't feel like they could talk about it was so painful. And then we were given suggestions on things to research. So things like, there was the Horizon episode which we all watched. I can't remember what it's called. The Village, something in the Village.
Killer in the Village. Yeah.
Thank you. Sorry, that's it. Killer in the Village. And that was and it was just so sad. I think just reading it is so sad. And also what for me was important was that learning along with the characters, because when you start the show, they're all young and they're all excited and they're all just trying to get by and they're all loving life, and then it slowly kind of creeps in and then it hits them all at once. And I think that learning where they were at separate points in the show was really, I don't know, it was so relatable, but it was also really, really scary. But yeah, sad. It was just really sad.
Yeah. Neil, you play a character who becomes a mentor to Colin. How important is it for you with the message of this show, but also going forwards, like intergenerational, you know, our history, our queer history, and making sure that the generations below know what the generations above have done for us to stand here today and say who we are?
I find it super important to do that. But again, I so appreciate what Olly says, that all of it is a spectrum, you know, and so being able to play a part in something that different people, individuals, but also different ages, different demographics, different generations can take different things from this, I think is just super inspired by Russell. And I think we all have an opportunity, but not necessarily an obligation to represent and to teach. And if we are able to do something like this with writing that is as profound as it is, that keeps the education alive, but also keeps sort of the vibrancy and the excitement and the positivity alive. I mean, that's the best way anyone can learn. And so, I don't know, I'm incredibly grateful that I am mentored just by design, not really by choice. We're actors by trade. I'm not a teacher. I perform. So to be given the opportunity to do something like this, where in turn people are really affected. Sir friggin' Elton John reached out, like started. I'm in the middle of doing interviews for this a few weeks back. He just starts FaceTiming me. I'm saying no. I'm saying no because I'm in the middle of interviews. Saying no. He probably called me 35 times. Finally, it finished, and I saw him on the FaceTime, and he was so emotional and passionate about the thing, and said he was going to reach out to every single person in the cast. Did he do that?
Yeah,
he did.
He wanted to,
Yeah.
He was just so moved by, and understandably, it's Elton John. He has a massive foundation. He's doing undeniably brilliant work that's super effective. But to be affecting everyone and every swath, I just think that's great. This is a crazy age. These young kids today are much more fluid. When I'm 47, so when I was growing up, if I was gay in a part, a lot of people wonder, oh, is he gay in real life? Or if you kissed a guy at a party, does that mean you're gay? And I feel like the younger generation just doesn't feel that way so much anymore, which is one of the greatest things ever. But from that, you still need to let them know what it was. And if that can happen in this way, in not a sit down, young man, young woman, and learn all of these lessons in such a sad way, I don't know. I think this has just been so profound.
So many people have come to the history of this time through this show. So many young people weren't even aware that this had happened.
Yeah.
That sort of blows my mind, but then also adds to how important this show is.
Truth.
What it's doing. So let's get on to you, Omari, with Roscoe, who is a powerhouse. He is like the winner of every season of RuPaul's Drag Race ever. He is an all-star show on his own. What was it like connecting to this character and having the opportunity to inhabit this beautiful, incredible being?
Oh, it was, do you know what? It was really, really, really liberating, actually, because it feels like, you know, and I felt like in my career that there sort of like hadn't been an opportunity to kind of like step into something like that, where you are sort of like expressing yourself with that level of just sort of like wildness and just kind of complete audaciousness. And, you know, it was just nice to kind of like celebrate that kind of bravery, to just sort of like be that gay at a time where it was so, you know, where people were so kind of like openly sort of vilified for being gay. And actually, like, you know, just I mean, I felt compelled to kind of like really go out there and sort of like speak to people who you know, these like amazing trailblazers who were just like doing so much, like these amazing club kids who, you know, were really present on the scene. And like, you know, it was just amazing, because that everything that he inhabits, that just this, right down to the clothes that he wears, there's just like this very sort of like DIY element to what he does. And he's a bit punky and he's very camp. And I was speaking to people and they were saying, you know, there was something like actually quite political in that, because, you know, they were really sort of like just, you know, chucking up a finger to the system, really, because, you know, what do you do when you're being oppressed? Well, you just kind of just flip it on its head and you just sort of go all guns blazing. And he is that. So like, it was just so fun. It was just so liberating and amazing to just kind of like step into those shoes every day and just sort of be that gay.
Gorgeous. Be that gorgeous.
You're
Amazing.
You all seem like such a really close, incredible cast. I think that's testament to Rusty Davies. It always seemed like we worked together before, and it always feels like you bring together the best people. You have this amazing balancing technique, and it feels like, especially with this cast, that you guys so quickly became a family, a friend. How quick was that? And do you miss doing your daily trailer music videos? Because anybody that can go back to everybody's feed, you'll see that every day was a new song, and then everyone would be doing dancing at separate points in the background. How quick did you guys get like close, Olly and Lydia? What was that like when you first connected?
So
It was instant, wasn't it?
It was instant. We first met in a music room, kind of singing together with a piano. And yeah, I was really nervous, but Olly was just so generous and kind. And he just made me feel, Olly has the power to make you feel so comfortable and so confident. And I wasn't the most confident singer. And he just came in, and I started by saying, I'm really not confident. He just, by the end of the session, I was singing my heart out, and for someone to like have that power in just an hour of knowing you, I was like, he's so kind. wow, I didn't expect that. So I was really taken aback.
And can take a compliment.
What about you, Callum? What was it like coming into this cast and doing the read through, and how quickly did you guys all click?
It was nice until I met Lydia West.
It's always good when Lydia pops in.
No, it was. I love. In all seriousness, it was the same, Russell. Like, it was so like amazing. I'd seen. Like, I joke about Lids, but like Lydia was the first person. Like I met Omari before, but Lydia was the first person I met out of the cast before the read through day, and. Like we just in a lid, like it was like that night with like all the pizza and stuff. It was like we hit it off straight away. But also, I'd seen Years and Years. I'd watched Years.
Yes,
and Years.
We love Years and Years. You were so good in that. You both were so good.
Yeah, I saw you two in Years and Years, and you were just like amazing. So meeting Lydia when I was like, I had my boxers on when she called me to be like, oh, are you in the hotel?
When do you not, Cal?
Exactly.
And like she came and I went all red, didn't I? And I was like, oh, hello.
No, because I asked for your charger, and then Callum literally handed me the charger, and he was like, I've ordered pizza. And I was like, oh, bring it down to my room, we can eat it together. He was like, yeah, sure. He came down 2 hours later because he was watching the football. And then the pizza, there was one slice of pizza, and I was like, okay.
What are you guys? God, so Callum, what were you saying?
No, I was just gonna say I worked very hard to earn my pizza, so I wanted to eat it myself.
You didn't want to share it.
I didn't want to share it with you. I have it all for myself.
Because we were like filming for so long, we really kind of like got to know each other like habits. Like we spent so much time in that DoubleTree in Manchester, and every Sunday Callum would be in that bar watching the football, and he turns into another person when he watches the football.
He doesn't wear bows on his shirt while he's watching the football, does he?
Oh no!
Oh God, no!
I'm done.
I'm free. I'm free to do whatever I like in this place now. I can be myself.
Amazing. What are you guys hoping for audiences to take from this going forwards now? For all new audiences that are discovering it, what are you hoping to get? Nathaniel, if you're still there. Yes. Nathaniel, what are you hoping for audiences to take from this going forward? It's funny. Great. Good response.
It's all a laugh.
Russell, what are you hoping going forwards for audiences to kind of take from this now?
Yes. Before that, I'm going to tell you an interesting fact that I've just realized, and this is going to sound a bit mad, but it's true, and I've never told anyone this before, which is that when I was creating Richie, I wanted to create, and I thought a lot about the success that he'd never have, how closeted he is as an actor, and how you can never be yourself, and how things have changed now.
Sorry, my connection's going. I didn't catch that at all. I'm so sorry.
I love in the middle of an anecdote. Shut up. Don't ruin me. And anyway, so I was thinking about how the life that Richie never got to lead, and so I named him after the most successful and admirable out gay actor I could think of, Richie Tozer, Russell Tovey. That's a true fact. Couldn't call him Russell, could I? That would have been weird. And so here you are together. This is really quite strange to see the two of you together like this. So hooray! That's what a good name.
That's made me nearly want to cry, Russell.
That made me quite emotional.
That's really cute.
Someone told me something the other day, and it really resonated with me about this, and talking about Richie being an actor, and we talk about all the talent that was lost through AIDS, about how we lost so many incredible performers, especially on the West End and Broadway. But they said, you know what you're forgetting during that is that the audience was made up of these incredibly cultured, incredibly, they would go and see all the shows, they would go for dinners afterwards, and yet the audience, the talent on stage was lost, but the audience disappeared as well. And everyone sort of forgets about the audience.
Yeah.
And I was like, fuck, yeah, that's really, I don't know if I can say fuck up to it, but it's like that made me go like, oh my God, yeah, that because you suddenly realise who the audience is made up of and who culture is made up of and how much they were all lost. And that even resonated more with me, like Richie's character and the story, Yeah, that's the sour note to finish on. But everyone, thank you so much for this. This has just been incredible. I mean, I just want to know who's been the best. We talked about Elton John wanting to FaceTime you, Neil, which must happen on the regular anyway. What is it like? What's the best celebrity endorsement? Because I've seen so many tweets and Instagram like posts from everyone. What's been your most favorite celebrity endorsement of the show?
Oh my god.
Oh my god, Ollie, I keep
Joanna
seeing,
Lumley.
Joanna Lumley, that's a good one.
Wow.
Lulu.
Lulu.
Lulu, yes,
Lulu.
What have you had, Nathaniel?
Ian McKellen. Just like
Ian McKellen.
When I saw that, I was like, yes.
Michelle Visage too. Michelle
Yeah.
Omari,
Wow.
Well, I keep seeing that Matia Buena from the Sugar Babes keeps
Matia
like listing
Buena.
all of your stuff, Ollie, and I'm just like, yes.
Wow.
Yes,
Yes,
she's
for sure.
amazing.
Callum, anyone for you?
I think probably like I love like David Walliams' vesting because I like what a like he's a legend in my house. So I was just like, oh, it's amazing. You know what I mean?
What about you, Russell? What has it been like for you? What's been the ones that have really made you happy?
It's Michelle Visage was brilliant. That was like, wow. And actually Elton John, which is like, and not only that, but Elton John, bless him, has stepped forward to say, let me help advertise the show and push the show in the States. He's not just saying he likes it. He's done an interview today with the Wall Street Journal. It's like,
No way.
yeah. He's actually helping to push it. That's a man who,
Wow.
he's raised £500 million for HIV research. He kind of knows what's what, and for him to give us that is really. He's going on Ellen. He's going on Ellen to talk about this. Apparently,
No.
Yes,
Really?
it's true.
Yeah, we're doing it together.
The Ellen Show.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
So it's like that's.
Oh my god.
Neil, are you going on Ellen?
Yeah, you're not invited, love.
Yeah, do you want me to say hello from you guys?
Neil, can I come?
Callum, I'll tell her that you said hello.
Neil, tell her the butter story.
Butter. I'll tell her the butter story in as long as possible, dear Callum. You sweet pea.
That's Irish.
Your English accent is phenomenal, Neil.
Worst Welsh ever.
The Welsh is offensive. Well, everyone, that's been amazing. Thank you so much for tuning in, everyone watching this panel. And please enjoy, spread the word, and love It's a Sin going forward. And thank you very much, everyone. All right. Good night.
Bye.